Hey guys, let's go with the intro, shall we? How's everyone doing? Oh my goodness, this camera. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my channel, University with Marie. Today I'm coming to you guys from my sofa. Hope everyone's doing well. Please, guys, continue to like, subscribe, and share the content if you like the content. We greatly appreciate it. Today we are going to talk about prison love. Prison love. Now, a lot of women, they are they're turning to anything, anyone, because they want to be married, they want to be loved, they want to, have that partner, that life partner. However, with the prison love, this particular love is really escalating substantially. It really is. Just to let you know, guys, there's about 2.3 million people locked up right now. 2.3 million. And did you guys know that these prisons, a lot of these prisons are privately owned? They are making bank. This is the reason why that the judges are constantly giving these guys time because, it's a money making thing. It's like $1 billion industry being in prison. Let's get to the good part. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that prison love is desperation? Do you think that these women are turning to prison guys in prison because they can't find anyone out here? Do you think that? I believe so. In some ways, I do believe so. But you can find real love in prison. I'm just saying that, if you haven't met this, if you've never known this guy prior to him going to prison, then you need to do a lot of checking. You need to do a lot of soul searching with this person too, as well. You really do. Like I said, just because they're in prison, prisoners, they need love as well. They really do. Prisoners need love as well. Am I right? Let's get to some of the facts, okay? Now, the narrative is that these sites that I'm talking about, because there's a bunch of prison sites, guys. I'm going to touch on those, okay? There are a bunch of dating sites for prisoners. Did you know that? Yes, and they are making money. These sites are making money off these prisoners and folks that's in the world, okay? Now, the narrative is that these sites allow these prisoners to meet new people, try to, once they get out, they'll have, somewhere to go, of course. They'll have love. They'll be able to start over, without so much pressure. A lot of these folks have pressure on them, okay? Me personally, I always have a story. I met a guy that was in prison for 10 years. And I did give him my phone number, but at the same time, I was like, let's just see what he's talking about, right? Well, I could never get into this guy for nothing. I could not get into him for nothing. And I'm not sure why. I believe that, most guys, they try to come on to you. They try to, God, you've been in prison for 10 years. What's going on? So, I just couldn't get into him. However, I do have another guy friend that worked for the prison, okay? He worked for the prison. And the stories he told me, he basically stated that he would never cheat on his wife since he's been working at this prison. He said he used to fool around sometimes on his wife, but when he started that job in prison, he never wants to cheat on his wife again. He said that these prisoners would have just laid up with another one, okay? Would have just laid up with another one and went right out there and visit their wife and kids. Went right to the visitation room to visit his wife and kids as if he has not done anything. He also said, guys, that it would stink so bad at night from these prisoners doing what they do, that it's such a stench in there that he would physically get sick, that no type of fragrance could stop the stench. That's how bad it was. I was like, oh my God. So me personally, I prefer not to date someone who has been there because I don't want to risk. I just prefer to date a man that only, prefers women. I prefer to date a man that only prefers women. I don't want a man that has been, going to the other side, back and forth from us, to guys. I just can't do it. Okay. I can't. Also, I wanted to talk about with these guys is that these sites that they have, guys, they have all these different sites, like I said, dating sites, and these sites are very popular. Again, my question to you all is, would you date a prisoner? Would you date a prisoner? Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that everyone deserves a second chance. Yes, we all deserve a second chance, but I preferably will not, because like I said, with the experience with that other guy, I couldn't get into him. I just couldn't. I kept thinking about, maybe he went there, and if he did, I just don't prefer to date a guy that has crossed over to the other side, you know. I'm going to go ahead and touch on some of these prison sites, guys, and you'll be interested that you just listen. We're going to start off with number 12, okay? They have 12 main dating sites. 12 is called Canadian Inmates Connect. Canadian Inmates Connect. This is I guess, the least one that has the least success rates, but it is a site. It's called Canadian Inmates Connect, okay? The next one, number 11, is called Inmate Passions. Inmate Passions. Now, I'll get touch on what all these sites have similar. Number 10 is Women Behind Bars. Women behind bars. Women need love too. Women that's in prison, they need love too. It's just that, again, with me, with a male, I just would freak out. I just can't, and not knocking anyone that is dating someone in prison. I just can't. Now, if we dated before he went to prison and you know what kind of man he is, then cool. You may want to wait on him. I just wouldn't go there as far as, getting to meet someone new there, because we've seen so many incidents where these women have spent so much money on these guys, wrote these guys, down with these guys, ride it out with these guys, and guess what? They get out and they do something to them. They make them be their demise sometimes. So you just got to be careful, right? Number 9. It's called Friends Beyond These Walls. It's okay to have a friend beyond these walls. It's okay to pen pal, because everyone gets lonely. We know this. Everyone gets lonely. Sometimes you want to write somebody you don't know. Sometimes you want to talk to someone you don't know. But as far as going to dating them, for me, I just can't. Okay? I know I've elaborated on that several times. I just can't. Number 8 is called Prison Inmates. These are dating sites, guys, for these prisoners. Prison inmates. That just sounds like, hey, basic. Hey, I'm an inmate. I'm in prison. What's up? Next is dating prisoners. These names are pretty, basic, right? This one's called Dating Prisoners. It is number 7. Okay. Number 6 is Inmate. What does it say? Inmate something here. I can't read my writing. Number 5 is called Inmate Classified. So you know how we have the classifieds in the newspaper? They have inmate classifieds. So you can go on there and hit them up. You can go online and hit them up. The good thing is that people that are in the world, they get on these sites free. However, sometimes the inmates have to pay a small fee. And I'm sure it's very small, because a lot of these inmates don't have a lot of money in prison, So just know that if you're interested, ladies or gentlemen. Number 4 is called Write a Prisoner. So this particular site is asking you, saying that you can pen pal with these prisoners, write them, and, maybe y'all will get to meet one day, Number 3 is called Love a Prisoner. Love a Prisoner. Like I said, everyone meets their mate on a different, on a different level. You might meet your husband in the store. You might meet your mate in hell, anywhere, the washateria, anywhere. But you may just meet your mate in prison if you decide to write one of these guys and get to know him. They do have game. Yes, these prisoners do have game. Number 3 is, I said love a prisoner. Number 2, meet an inmate. So basically on this site, you can meet the inmate. And on all of these sites, you can pretty much meet these inmates. You can meet them. And I know some of the guys, I'm telling you ladies, some of the finest guys in prison, some of the finest guys are in prison. Am I right? Some of the finest, good looking, strong men are in prison. We know this. Back in the day, a lot of dealing, got folks a lot of time. It got them a lot of time. So, and a lot of those guys that were dealing big time or whatever, or doing their thing, they were good looking. They were good looking, were they not? Fine, good looking, dressed nice, had it going on. But they're locked up. And a lot of times they're locking these guys up for like 20 years plus, guys. They're locking them up for like 20 years plus. So it's like a lot of our good men, fine men, strong men are what? Locked up. They are. I hate to say that, but they are. You look and you be like, oh, girl, who is that on the picture? That's my cousin. He locked up. Yeah, that's her cousin, but he's locked up. So again, a lot of the fine ass men are in prison, guys. They are. And number one out of all the dating sites is called Match. So I guess this site Match, it says it has an 85% rate. 85% rate of having people hook up, have relationships, get married, all that. Yes. So I wouldn't necessarily call it desperation. It's just that me preferably, I wouldn't do it, but there are a lot of women out there who want love, who need love, who want their life partner. And I can totally understand where they're coming from. I can understand where they're coming from, guys. I can. Let's take a look at what all these dating sites have in common, shall we? I'm gonna tell you now. I already told you Match, the dating site called Match. It is the most, it's the best dating site for these prisoners. It's called Match. And they have an 85% rate of matching people with, making people become couples, fall in love. And I think that's great. I really do. Like I say, who knows? Shit, you never know, really, because when you meet a guy, they don't tell you everything. They don't tell you everything, do they? You can do a background check and then find out something, but if you meet a guy, he's good looking, he's fine, he working. A lot of times I don't ask a lot of times, have you been to prison? But maybe we should, maybe I should, but a lot of times guys don't tell you if they've been there or not because they feel that it's gonna knock them. So again, all of these dating sites have the same aspects. You have to be 18 years or older. You have to sign on, create a register, create a profile, and you'll also be able to purchase gifts for the inmates, or the inmates can purchase gifts for you. I don't know if you've seen on Love After Lockup where the young lady was dating the substance dealer, right? This guy was doing everything for her. He had his lawyer to take her flowers every freaking week. And she felt she had a knight in shining armor. This guy would pay her bills. He helped her get her business off the ground. He was just the shit. But then on one of the episodes, we hear where he curses her out, talks to her like, real bad. Just talk to her like she was the dirt on the ground, and expected for her to take it and move on. But this girl here did not take that shit. She moved on. And come to find out, this guy lied. She was thinking that he was going to get out of prison within the next several months. Come to find out, he had 5 more years to go. See, they lie too. Sometimes they lie. And that's all men. A lot of men do lie. But I'm just saying, why did he lie to her and tell her that he was getting out in a couple of months? She actually packed his bag, got his jewelry, did everything for this guy to prepare to fly out. She even purchased a wedding dress, guys, to marry this guy. And guess what? He lied. He was not getting out of prison no time soon. But I'm glad that she did move on. I am glad that she did move on because, a lot of times we have a tendency to what? Stay with men. We'll be like, we've been together 10 years. We've been together 15 years. But guess what? He haven't married you in 15 years. He haven't married you in 10 years. What's the damn deal? Right, ladies? What is the deal? Why hasn't he married you? So I'm just saying that a lot of times we need to start wasting our time on men, years and years and years on men. Because if they don't marry your ass within the first couple of years, then they're not going to marry you, man. Most of the time, if they do marry you after that amount of years, it's because they either got in trouble and you were down with them, or something happened where you were down with them. You have to just do some major acrobatic tricks for him to marry you after that much time. Am I right? I am right. And a lot of times, again, they say common law married. Common law married. You want to be able to be married to this guy so you can get some of that retirement plan, so you can get some of that, so you can have it on paper. Hell, I know it's in the eyes of the Lord. I know that. But you want to have down here on earth, you have to have paperwork on that person, right? So I'm just saying that don't waste your time. Don't spend so many years with a man and he ain't trying to marry you. I'm just saying, don't. You're wasting your time. After the first couple of years, he ain't trying to marry you. Hell no. That's just it. So again, a lot of these ladies are turning to prisoners because those prisoners are quick to marry these women. They're quick to marry these women. And just think, if they're getting out within a year's time, you will have a husband in a year's time. So that's what these women are thinking, I believe. Or if they get out in a couple of months, you will have a husband in a couple of months. But But sometimes there's consequences with these guys because some of these guys are kind of off the chain. It depends on what they went in there for. I would say what they went in there for, um, how long they've been there, mm, their mannerisms. We got to look at their mannerisms. If they say cha, then you already know what's up. If they say cha, then you already know what's up. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? Or if they do they shoulders like this, honey, you know what's up. So again, it depends on their mannerisms. With me, it would depend on their mannerism. It would depend on their speech. If they say girl, no, sir. No. You have no business saying girl. It's something we say, you know? It's something we say. And I'm not knocking the LGBTQ um, because my brother and sister are in that community. So no, I'm just saying that what I preferably would not date a man that has been with another man. I want to go with another man. I just don't. Um, the other thing that they have in common, guys, is that I already told you that the folks that's out in the free world, they get into these sites free, but the inmates have to pay a small fee in most cases. Okay. I already told you that you can buy gifts for these inmates. Hell, they gonna want gifts because if you look on Love After Lockup, you see these women spend 20,000, 10,000. Oh, these guys spend 10,000, 20,000. You're getting juiced. Okay, you're getting juiced. It's the norm in prison for you to find a trick to pay all your shit for you. You're getting juiced. She's not gonna get out and be with you, sir. 99.9%. She's not gonna come out and be with you. She just using for your what? Money, commissary, all that. You know how I go. That's what she's doing. Um, Finally, you can obtain an actual partner. Basically, you can get a partner, you can get a relationship, you can get a husband out the deal. But like I say, you got to make sure that it's worth it, right, ladies? You have to make sure that it's worth it because I've been there, done it. I have. I've been there, done it. And honey, been there doing it. Toast motherfuckers up. So, if you decide to look into prison love, just inquire, find out the truth. If he's been in there for MURDER, it may have been something where somebody bothered him or was trying to comfort him and he had to protect himself, right? I can understand that. But if you are a serial, hell no. I'm not going to be with you. Hell no. Also, if he's in there for substances, selling substances, no problem at all. He was just trying to hustle, and I know people say that, yeah, he did this to the community and stuff, but he was just trying to hustle, so I can understand that. Of course, the R word, hell no. No. Don't fool with it, ladies. Don't. There's a lot of reasons that if a woman is trying to date a prisoner, then she can go ahead and be with this person with. But if they, like I said, if they're serial or if they do the R word, hell no. No. And if their mannerisms are girly or fancy, no. So just check his mannerism, check how he speaks. Like I said, if he says cha, you don't want him. You just don't. Stop playing yourself, unless you are a woman that prefers to be with a man like that. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Also, again, you can get a husband there, guys. You can get a husband there. We all want to get married. We all want that partner, that life partner. We all want that conditional love. But at the same time, don't bow down for the bull BS. Don't bow down for the BS. We are beautiful. You're a beautiful woman. You don't have to allow a man to punch you or talk to you bad, belittle you just to keep him. No, you don't have to do that. You want someone that's going to treat you right. So just wait. That's all I'm saying. Just wait and hold on. I don't even go anywhere really to meet anyone. Who knows? It may be the damn UPS man that come to drop off a packet to me. So I'm just saying, be cautious. If you want to date someone from prison, fine. Just look out for the little twitchy things. Try to look out for it. And if you don't prefer to date a man that has went to the other side, then you already know Check that. And if it's kind of off, don't fool with them. Don't. But if you don't mind, more power to you. Also, guys, if you're dating these men, because for what my guy friend told me that works for the prison, he also said they would come in, their bodies will be clean of everything. But guess what? When they get out, they would have damn near every disease in the book, every STD in the book. This is what he told me. So, you go in there clean and then you come out with a disease. It's sad. It's really sad. Don't you guys think that? It's very sad. Guys, we all, like I say, we all want to get married. We all want that unconditional love. We all want to be just caught up, hugged, kissed, loved on. But at the same time, think about it. Is prison love for you? Is prison love for you? Thank you guys for joining my channel today. Thank you for joining my live. If you have any comments, please put the comments below and tell me, or ask me questions about this. Put it below. Otherwise, I love you guys. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like the video. Bye.